We want convenience, but we really don't want to pay too much for it. Similarly, many of us would love an automatic transmission in our cars, but we want it cheap. And that's why the Maruti Celerio VXI with auto gear shift priced at 4.6 lakh rupees ex-showroom Delhi has a winning proposition. Now you have different kinds of automatics. You have the traditional torque converter automatic, you have the CVT or constantly variable transmission automatic, you have the more sporty DSG or dual clutch transmission automatic, which a lot of high-end cars and sporty cars use. And then you have this, which is the automated manual transmission. All of these now have slightly different driving characteristics, and you have to get used to it. The automated manual transmission in the Celerio is identical to its 5-speed manual counterpart, the only difference being the absence of a clutch and the shifts taking place through an electro-hydraulic unit mounted on top of the gearbox. And that is what keeps costs down. And there is no park position. You need to use the handbrake to keep it from rolling when parked. Now if you were to blindfold me and ask me what car I was driving just by the engine note, I would tell you it's a Maruti Suzuki. This car uses the same K10 engine that's in the WagonR and the Alto K10, but it has got some modifications made to it to enhance performance and to improve fuel economy. For instance, it doesn't have an accelerator cable. Instead, it's got drive-by-wire technology, which means it's got an electronic throttle. The car puts out 67 bhp of power and 90 Nm of torque, but with the AMT, you need to modulate your throttle inputs for shifts to happen smoothly. Now the Celerio's easy drive transmission has a kind of lazy shift pattern to it. It takes its time going about from one gear to the next. But when you want some instant acceleration, put your foot down on the throttle and it's as if its electronic brain has been given a dose of double espresso. 5th gear to 2nd gear, and you get that instant bit of acceleration. However, don't expect shifts to be as smooth as a conventional automatic. There are some jerks felt between shifts, although it's not really bothersome. However, if you want some sporty performance for some quick overtaking, for instance, shift it to manual, down a gear, accelerate, you get instant pickup, upshift, as and when you want, and the shifts are much faster. And for more on how this auto gear shift works, you can watch our video on the Celerio Easy Drive. What this combination of automated manual transmission and the K10 engine does give you though is decent fuel efficiency. Claim mileage is 23 km per litre, while we got nearly 16 km per litre in mixed city conditions. The MID also shows you temperature, trip, odometer and instant consumption besides the selected gear. The Celerio's electric power steering is light and can get twitchy at speed. The car's suspension is fairly stiff and you do feel a few of the bumps filter through. The 14-inch tyres are decent enough for this car. It's not a car that likes to be driven in a hurry. In terms of looks, the car isn't much to write home about, looking like a typical creation from standard Suzuki issue. It's not exactly a tall boy, but space is pretty good and comfort is decent, despite the seats being rather thin. It can hold about 235 litres of luggage, as much as a Maruti Ritz, and has split folding seats to increase space when needed. This model gets only standard features such as air conditioning and manually adjustable mirrors. Tachometer, multi-speed wipers and 4 power windows are also standard. Overall, is the Maruti Celerio good value for money? We think it is. It's a car that provides the convenience of an automatic with the performance of a manual at a really good price point. No wonder the car is seeing pretty good demand.